This is On the Porch, RVA, where every episode features observers discussing life. We agree and we disagree. So we invite you to take part as we discuss current events and no telling what else. Whether the conversation is bad drivers, politics, or even earthworms, everyone has an opinion and is welcome to express it. Life is an adventure to be shared and celebrated here on the porch.
Hello, welcome to the porch. Tracy Hundley here, and I'm with Evie, Corbin, Wilkerson, and we are just hanging out. We've actually been hanging out for a while and chit-chatting and carrying on, and so we're glad to welcome you to the party. We are going to be talking about, the subject that was drawn from the grab bag last time. Deep Run High School has a female football player now. Does that make you more likely or less likely to buy a ticket? When this was put into the bag, it was a very hot topic because she had just been put on the team. Mm-hmm. Since then, they've had the season, played the games, and we will discuss. But for now, let's get into our current event, which was GalaxyCon. Somebody here at the table went and dressed in costume and saw people and did things, and so we're interested in getting a report. And where's the starting point?
Starting point would be Saturday, March 16th. Instead of us going early in the morning, we were blessed, actually. Tickets came about that Thursday night for the afternoon after 4 o'clock to enter GalaxyCon. So I'm grateful from the bottom of my heart. No, we didn't sneak it. But that line from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. had wrapped a whole block 3 times. And with my mobility issues, I can't stand for long periods of time, but I'm working on that. I'm not claiming any of this. I'm glad that we went after 4. The only thing that I felt was a little crazy was we got there a little bit after 4, so they had scooters, if you needed ability access, but I
heard they did a better job with that.
Kind of, but they closed it down too soon because that was I think that would have been much better for me to have been able to rent a scooter and to move about a little bit more faster than what I was. Mm-hmm. But I was proud of myself because I did walk. I had my cane. I did walk as far as I could go. I had to stop every few minutes. But, overall, I had a great time. Raymond, my fiance, he had an excellent time. He wore this awesome shirt that I got for him for his birthday, Captain America. And then our grandson Sierra went, and then my 2 godsons, Christian and Isaiah. Isaiah bought his wife Kaia for the first time, so she looked like she really had a great time. But it was just wonderful to go and experience all the different cosplayers that were out there. We had a lot of celebrities there. A lot of wrestling personalities were there.
Well, I didn't expect that.
Oh my God. They wrestling is a part of the GalaxyCon, which is so cool. So it was Trish Stratus there. Lita. Ooh, my girl. And then there was Jeff Hardy. There was Sting. Sting was there. And I mean, people really came out. The Lex Luger, he was there too.
I'm not going to ask.
The Anderson, one of the Anderson brothers. He was there, but Sunday was the main event because Ric Flair, that nature boy, Ric Flair, was there doing photograph opportunities and signing autographs. So it was really cool. And then, of course, we had William Shatner from Star Trek, and then we had.
Is Ric Flair as old as William Shatner?
No, Ric Flair is like almost. I want to say Ric Flair might be close enough to his 80s yet, but he's still kicking.
Wow.
And he's still got them whoo moves,
my goodness.
But the really cool thing that I was happy about, I saw so many people in costume. You had people dressed as Mandalorians. You had witches. You had this one young man. I got to show y'all this picture. This young man, to me, killed it with his costume. Because I'm a huge fan of Tron.
Oh, now he surely won't mind you sharing his picture. We will put it in our video feed.
He was so awesome because everything on his uniform, on his outfit was, he said, I didn't buy anything. He said, I always had this. He just went on Amazon.com. I'm not plugging you, Amazon. But he bought his LED tape to put on the outfit, and then he had bought other stuff for his shoes. I just thought he looked incredible, for real.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's interesting that people have the time and the desire to bring together all of the different things that make the costumes, and then being willing to stand in line.
Yes.
And I have to admit, it's been years since we went to one. It was many years ago. It might have been one of the first ones that was actually in Richmond.
That reminds me. I gave knowledge and thanks to you and John because I remember the first event we went to. It was a Star Trek one, and it was at the. It was on the boulevard.
That hotel on the boulevard.
And that's where we saw Q. So I was excited about that. You know, that was like, ooh, this is my first one. And then it was like, after that, I just got hooked. So I was going to any Comic-Con there was. And thanks to Wendy for always including me because I got to go and experience my first anime Comic-Con. Those are absolutely off the chain and they're incredible. I have a great time. But I'm also a huge sci-fi, fantasy, and horror fanatic. So I actually went to Fangora one year in Baltimore. And it's crazy because you don't hear anybody talk about Fangora magazines. I used to buy those on the download. Nobody was like, I would hide those.
I remember buying them years ago.
Right. And then, the fantasy part of it, well, you had to enjoy the fantasy posters. Why do I want to say that guy's first name is Boris? But he would have the coolest fantasy posters that I would buy. And I want to say this man, or someone similar to him, did the original when Loch Ness Monster at Busch Garden first came out. When that ride came out, somebody had done a really nice, beautiful artwork on that. The monster going through the swamp and whatnot.
Right.
But that Saturday, we were riding around trying to find a parking, and we found these guys. They were on the street. A bunch of Mandalorians. But cool nonetheless. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely
really cool.
be... We'll definitely be sharing these pictures with you. And you know that this is going to be on YouTube and on Rumble.
Yes.
And so, we definitely want to do that because it is something that we are interested in encouraging in Richmond. Richmond needs encouragement.
Yes, they do. I'm happy to always go because this one young lady said on the commercial, and I believed, and I felt it. It was heartfelt. She was like, it was like a safe place for her to go meet new people, make new friends. And then, somebody that's at my age, it was so nice because here I am 59. I still go to the Galaxy. I still go to all the Comic-Cons as best I can. But there was so many people out. The turnout for this event, it was a mixture of all ages, which I really enjoyed seeing. Yeah. Yeah. And even people my age were dressed up. So, I was like, my grandson, he's like, there are old people here. I was like, yep. We started this.
Old people will show you how.
We started all of this. So there's no need for you to be excited.
He's cute.
But
he's cute.
I went as a steampunk. That was my biggest thing.
And there will be pictures.
Yes. And I was an adventurer, pirate. And then come to find out, now going on at the Science Museum here in Richmond, they have a steampunk. What is it?
I don't know how long the.
I think it's going to be here till August.
The exhibit's here till August.
I believe so.
Excellent.
So it's like I'm actually going to go. If not this weekend coming, then the weekend of my birthday, so I can just enjoy it.
Right.
But yeah.
So let's move to our question in whether that makes you more or less likely to buy the ticket to the football game if you know that there is a female on the team. Now, looking back on the season that they had, it wasn't an outstanding season as far as wins and losses.
Right.
But it looked as if they had a good season in all of the other metrics, all of the things that you're supposed to get out of being in sports, because sports is so important.
It's very important. And to me, I would be the first one to buy a ticket. I think it's so cool that we have female football players. I'm happy that they finally started bringing females in to referee.
Are you not concerned that it might put at risk the Title IX funding for the women to have their own things? And admittedly, we don't seem to have a whole lot of women who want to play football. Right. There's not enough to create a female football team.
Well,
so this is kind of a trade-off.
It's a trade-off, but I think eventually we're going to start to see that. I think we're going to start seeing that. Maybe not happen now, but I feel that like down the line, we're going to start having more females playing football. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm a huge fan of football, basketball, hockey. I'm really waiting to see when we have a girls hockey team.
Yeah.
That'd be incredible to me. Yeah.
So you're the sportsy person that would be already looking at buying a ticket.
I would definitely buy a ticket.
I don't. I'm ashamed to say, but I will be honest, that I was the kid that did not, even in high school, go to the football game.
Really?
I did not. I did not play in the band. I was not a cheerleader.
Me neither.
My most vivid memories of high school are smoking in the bathroom. I was one of those kids.
Yeah.
I was not the jock. I was not the valedictorian. Mm-hmm. I actually had a gap between junior high and completion. Mm-hmm. I was one of those GED kids.
Got you.
Yeah. So school didn't have all of that for me. But I'm willing to consider. Yeah. I'm willing to consider going to a game because when I was in the military, I recognized that the girls that had that structure and that organization that channeled that competitiveness, they were more equipped to deal with the challenges that came with basic training and all of that. And the only reason I was able to deal with a lot of the things that I saw a lot of them not able to do was just because I was older when I went in. I didn't go in straight out of high school. But you could tell the young women who had experience pushing through things that they didn't want to do.
Yep.
Having that self-discipline, being able to recognize that sometimes someone had something to tell you that you needed to hear, that you would have to force yourself to actually sit still,
Right,
and take in.
Right.
And organized sports are really good for that.
They are. I think I love to see the kids benefit from the sports, especially when it's little girls, because I think we need to get them at a level where they feel like they can compete in any sports that they choose to want to be a part of,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
And be proud of things that are dependent on actually earning it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be a personal thing that is just a personal quirk, and I encourage people, when you're interacting with a young person, and you want to give them a compliment and an encouragement, don't go for what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't talk about, you're such a pretty little girl. No,
Mm-hmm.
if you know that's a smart little girl,
acknowledge it.
Acknowledge that. Yeah. I think it's really weird to compliment somebody on something that they really didn't have anything to do with doing.
Right, exactly.
But that's just a personal quirk of mine.
That's all right. It's a great quirk.
I appreciate your indulgence.
Yes.
I am shuffling our little grab bag here of next time's conversation point. And the panel will be getting together. Leanne, Matthew, we miss you. By the time the world sees this, Leanne will have already had her surgery. As an athlete, there are risks.
Yes, they are.
Okay?
Every day.
And so you young people that are getting out there and getting into the sports, and you older people that are playing football on the weekend, do your exercises to keep your muscle tone. And I'm not saying that that's what happened with Leanne, because Leanne is she's a smart cookie.
Yeah.
I think it was probably just a freak accident or a fluke or whatever you want to call it. But we will be getting together again. And I'm going to let you draw the next the next question. And these are things that we've all put into the bag, and when it went into the bag, we all agreed that we were going to be willing to talk about it. And hopefully you'll be able to read the writing, because anybody could have put it in there. Oh yeah, that's challenging.
Phone call.
That's not mine.
Phone calls.
Phone calls at a something in public.
This too loud. That thing's too loud.
I think the gist of that is having to listen to someone else's phone call in public.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I really don't need to hear
I think
we'll
probably have a lot to say about that.
I will. I know I will.
Yeah, I think Leanne came up with this one.
Yeah.
So we're going to sign off now, and we appreciate the fact that you have joined us, and we are going to be putting video or picture from the GalaxyCon in this video, and we're going to be getting together again pretty soon to do our Star Wars episode.
Yes.
And regardless of the subject, we're looking to hear from you as to what things you would like for us to talk about, investigate, people to interview, what have you. Listen, y'all have a great whatever it is, whether you're having a morning or an afternoon or an evening or whatever it is. Have a good one, and join us next time. Lord knows what we'll be talking about.
I know.
Bye.
So bye.
On the Porch RVA is produced and directed by John Hundley. Your host is Tracy Hundley. Join our community on Facebook and Instagram. Email us at tomatlh@outlook.com. Visit us at www.tomastudiosrva.com. Video of these episodes are on YouTube and Rumble. On the Porch is a 2024 T.O.M.A Studios production.